Alright, we're back. Check this out. Check it out. Chunks outfits. Too cool. You can do this if you have the Dark Star mods. I think this is Dark Star Manufacturing. This comes with... You can build anything that's in the game, at least in the base game. So, you know, we got matching chunk uniforms, which is too cool. All right, let's get real. Let's get ready. Let's get serious. We probably would rather have this on for now, because I like that reload speed.
Oh, hello.
Let's trade
team
gear, but
always
not
shares the
really trade gear. We just want you to put on better apparel. That's more useful. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's give you that back. And I'd like you to put that on instead. All right, we're ready to go.
All right, then.
We got lots of ammo. We should be ready to rock and roll. Mostly we used this to make the ammo. I need one more piece. See, I have a Big Bang, but I need 5 Dark Star Quantum thingies. Harness. Oh, I can make those? CC Meister Center Magnet, Comrade, Vitinium, Fuel Rods, and Sterile Nanotubes. So I could make those. Can we make any of those right now? And why don't we, just for kicks, UC Navy fatigues? Okay, cool. Where'd you go?
What is it? I have never been...
Oh. Not quite the same. It looks close enough. There we go.
All right, then.
I don't think I like that. Makes her look really funky. I think that's the right one. Hey, you disappeared again.
You have my attention. Did you need me?
Yeah, that's better. I'll take that back. We'll get rid of it later.
That is all?
Yeah, that
Very
looks
well.
much better. And so can we make these? We could. We just need some Vitinium fuel rods. So keep an eye out for those if we're in any particular place. I got the Big Bang there ready to use. Alright, we got matching outfits again, and ones that I like to wear. But yeah, it's part of the Darkstar mods, the manufacturing. You can just build any in-game clothing, which is pretty cool. So while we're here, once again, we're going to keep an eye out for criminals. Any bounties? I think Shift Alt is what's doing it. Yeah. That's what's doing it to me. Interesting. So you can only get them from like general goods dealers, maybe even.
I get all. I want to do your business quick. The Rangers plan on here.
People selling general resources that are not rocks. Titanium fuel rod. Look, there's 4 of them. I just need one more, or one of those things. All right, good to go. Let's speak to Vivictus. We need to go to Alpha Centauri. And I'll show you, I added some more mods. So if you check out the link in the description, I do list all my mods and I have them updated there. Anytime I add any more, I add it to the updated spreadsheet, online spreadsheet you can check out, and I give you the order that I'm using to load them as well. I thought I'd just stop at the New Atlanta Spaceport here. Because we can go.
Do you have a favorite restaurant here?
Yeah.
Mine is currently Whetstone, but it changes.
Whetstone sounds great because good protein. No, Andreja, please don't step in front of me.
It takes a
And
strong
Emily.
mind and a good eye to sell art.
Emily.
Oh, please, take a look.
Come on, Vitanium Fuel Rod. Nope. You can get them from her.
Appreciate the business.
Possibly from this guy over here. Outland. Or your UC surplus. Hey,
You're only a safe. I would
Cornelius.
never dream of selling. Please do.
Nope. Nada. Might as well check your ammo. You don't have any ammo of the sort that
See
we
you all
like.
around.
So we'll quickly check UCU surplus and then we'll get back to the mission here. Can smell the tomatoes cooking here. Making a batch of salsa. UC distribution, not UC surplus, UC distribution. UC surplus is in the well. He might have them too. Who knows? Not sure.
Please, if you experience any issues in your dealings with the distribution center, let us know. We're always striving to improve.
All right,
Welcome
thank
to
you.
UC Distribution. Something I can do?
Okay, Wen. Come on.
Yes, of course. Please, take a look.
Nope. We'll check your ammo while we're here. 43 Ultra Mag. We ran out of those bad. And 9x39. Although I made a whole bunch. We
You're
should be
always
good.
welcome back. If you don't mind a bit.
Yeah, we're fine for 43 Ultra Mag, 777. 40 we can always use. But I did cook up a bunch of 9x39s.
Wait,
The Darkstar mod also changes the amount that gets created by those ammo crafting recipes. Bumps it up a bit. Now, you might think you don't want mods that make the game too darn easy, and one thing that Wicked Gaming, the creator of the Darkstar mods, is really careful about is balance. Well, except probably for his... I need to switch this to a power pack. Why am I wearing that anyway? That's better. There we go. Sending us below, but it's because it wants us to... yeah, that's what it is. I'm hitting shift. I gotta let go of the shift key. Come on, Andresia. Come on, let's go. Alright, let's go. Subsection 7. Let's go talk to Vay. Francois. Hey, you gotta stay here, Andresia. They get grumpy about it.
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's what it was. I wanted a new keyboard anyway. I do like a full-size keyboard. I've been using a mechanical keyboard that I bought pre-pandemic, actually, almost 5 years ago now, which was also a HyperX keyboard, but it was the 2/3 without the numeric keypad. I'm a big fan of a full-size keyboard.
What a pleasant surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Anything you want to tell me about your time in Londinian?
I haven't been to Londinian in many years. Why? Is there some way I could be of assistance? Were you able to recover what you were looking for?
Mm-hmm. Don't play dumb. We know you were behind the attacks on New Atlantis and Tau Ceti.
Now, what in the heavens would make you claim something as ludicrous as that?
Should have aimed better when you bombed Londinium. We found evidence there tying you to the attacks.
That's quite the claim, Captain. I hate to think what would happen if such a patently untrue statement reached the ears of the cabinet. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us.
So you really don't know anything about the text, is that what you're claiming?
Of course. Do I look like I'm in any position to do what you're describing? So I'd very much appreciate your agreement to not share what you found. We wouldn't want anyone else jumping to conclusions now, would we?
I don't have any plans yet to tell anyone. I just want to know the truth.
You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti. New Atlantis. My doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I. Figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian. Learning to synthesize it. Use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing.
No better way to show the UC what a deadly weapon they have in the Lazarus plant than to use it.
Not a bad thought. But no. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found. But we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands.
You didn't even trust your own people in the UC.
These were the final days of the colony war, Captain. The Freestar Collective had spies everywhere. I was concerned that if word got out, the Collective could swoop down, start breeding Lazarus plants, and overrun our worlds with waves of terramorphs. Just like what was happening on Londinian at that very moment. Sealing off the city to prevent mass death? It was the only option that made sense at the time.
You just said it took years to use a plant outside Londinia. You killed them for nothing.
Simple to say now, but with the outbreak raging from a barely understood source, the moment demanded quick action. So I did what was required. I removed a dangerous variable from an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You.
Oh, what a wicked tale of deception you weave. And why the hell do you care if the UC wants you as an advisor?
Why would I want to be in the good graces of the people who control my very life? I don't know, Captain. Maybe I still dream of a life outside these walls someday. A new face would be needed, of course, but it wasn't an impossibility. Though now, I'm not so sure.
So I'm just your cleanup crew. You must think you're very clever.
Captain, please. You've benefited here as much as I have. Maybe more. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard? With
You have
only
no
the
idea who
vague
I am.
hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday.
If you're waiting for me to say thank you, we're going to be here a while.
I'm simply looking for you to acknowledge the truth. And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlays' role in the attacks to the Cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the Cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlays and Orlays alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together.
What kind of work are we talking about here?
Hunting down criminals and other threats to the the United Colonies. I expect they'll give me a bit more free range once this is all over. You would help me, like you did with Orlays. Track them down, and keep them from doing harm to the United Colonies. Impossible, though, if the Cabinet learns I'm the one responsible for the attacks.
And you just played it right. I'm in the Trackers Alliance. I'm a bounty hunter. This is up my alley. Fine. I'll make sure everything is pinned on Orlays.
Splendid. Then I won't keep you. You've got important work, after all. Here's to a bright future.
Whew. Now I gotta speak to Hadrian. Oops, wrong door. I think.
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
Yes,
Let's
you
go.
need me. You lead.
Where are we going? That way. All right. Let's go. Come on, Andreja. In the elevator, please. Whoops, wrong floor. Cabinet chambers. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we're all arrested. We're good. We're good. Where are we going? That way. Adrian.
Perfect timing. We just got in. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the acyles are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against terramorphs.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things fast enough.
True enough.
I already sent along info to the cabinet to get them up to speed.
Okay.
So what about your end? Did you find anything? Did my father tell you what he knew about the Lazarus plant?
We're not Lars. We're Red. It was a man named Dr. Reginald Orlays. He perpetrated the attacks.
Orlays? Reginald Orlays? He did this? I didn't think he was still alive. You're sure it was him?
You knew Orlays?
Oh yeah. Both worked for UC Defense Research way back when. Different departments, but everyone knew Orlays. Had a mean eye for weapons tech. And a meaner temper. Wasn't exactly a surprise when he fled instead of standing trial after the colony war. But finding out he's taken up mass murder in the years since, that is a shock. You're sure about this?
Positive. Evidence is on its way to the cabinet as we speak.
If he is responsible, let us hope the cabinet deals with it swiftly and harshly.
That's some impressive work. So then give us the rundown. Where's Orlays now? Were you able to bring him in?
I was on a mission to bring him in and killed him. Didn't realize what he'd done at the time.
Huh, I see. Wish we could have questioned him. But... well, there's nothing we can do at this point. Any idea why he might have done it? Or what he was doing with the plant?
Not sure. I never found a
I
confession.
can't imagine the amount of work it took to deploy the Lazarus plant off-world. Strange to go to all that trouble and not state your reasons.
Well, the man knew how to hold a grudge. I wouldn't be shocked if this was him getting back at the UC for trying to put him on trial.
I guess. Well, at least he won't be able to hurt anybody else now. Might be the best we could ask for, given the circumstances. So I guess there's nothing else to do but get this all in front of the cabinet. Unless there were other things we needed to discuss. This might be our last opportunity to talk things through before the cabinet weighs in on a decision regarding the Terramorphs.
What kind of risks are there if we decide to bring back the Aceles?
Aceles aren't hostile to humans, but they are megafauna. If someone decides to pick a fight with one, it could get ugly. But they've already been spread far and wide once before when the UC was raising them as livestock, so the risk of introducing them to new worlds is minimal. Using them to clean up the Terramorphs and leeches, though, it's not going to be nearly as expedient as the microbe would be. Given what we know now about the Lazarus plant, the speed of the job does matter. But going with the Aceles, we're at least dealing with known risks.
So both approaches clearing our worlds are effective against heat leeches?
They are.
Microbe needed minimal adjustment to account for heat leech anatomy.
And the Aceles seem like they're even better at tracking leeches than morphs.
Hell of a sight to watch, though, when they catch them. Like an open airlock guzzling angry spaghetti.
Which method of dealing with the Terramorphs are you two leaning towards?
Microbe is going to make the cleanup a whole lot quicker. If we're concerned about this Lazarus plant getting deployed again, that's the way to go.
The cabinet can secure the Lazarus plant, and then we're not risking any surprises when it comes to dealing with a microbe.
You're being paranoid. You know the science. You know we can make this safe.
I do know the science. I also know math. And a 1 in a million chance of a mutation isn't 0. So I guess we're still in discussion. Probably best at this point to let the cabinet weigh in. See if they have a preference.
All right. Well, let's go.
And here we go.
So... Look at this. Look at this. I'm not falling behind. I added a new mod, which makes walking a little bit faster and running a little bit slower, I think. I think I put it in the right place. In theory. All right. Good timing here. Go and get up on the stairs, Andreja. Thank you.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terramorph attack on New Atlantis was no random occurrence, but a planned strike. Is what I'm reading here true?
Second report from who I think it's from.
This report comes from a particularly confidential source both you and I are familiar with, yes. Among the reasons its findings are so alarming. Now, is it true? Was the attack on New Atlantis planned?
It's correct, ma'am. Deliberate attack.
My God.
An attack? Using Terramorphs? How is that possible?
You will
Xeno-warfare.
all receive a full briefing once we're done here. So then, is what the second report claims correct? Did Reginald Orles commit these attacks, Captain?
Yes, it was Orles.
That appears to be the case, ma'am. The captain tracked that information down just after our trip to Londinian.
Reginald Orles? Wasn't there a report he'd been killed recently?
Body was found floating around Etheria. Report mentioned you were sent to try and bring him in, Captain. I guess that didn't go according to plan.
Ah, yes. I was told about your mission and who ordered it. Did you two suspect at the time Orlays might have been involved in the attacks?
No idea, ma'am. We just thought we were dealing with a known criminal.
Well, it appears you were ahead of the curve. This report contains definitive evidence Orlays triggered the attacks via this Lazarus plant the Captain and Major Sanan uncovered.
Simply harrowing.
Indeed. Though it would have been preferable for him to have finally faced the UC's justice, it seems both of you are to be commended for ensuring he was dealt with before he could strike again. You have our thanks. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the Cabinet to ensure this can never happen again. As such, the Cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials related to the plant will be classified to ensure no one else learns its true nature.
A sound decision, Madam President.
Yeah, that won't make anyone suspicious. Duh. What sorts of measures will the UC be taking? See, if it was Lars, I'd be doing this. About other factions, but we are UC. What sorts of measures will the UC be taking to protect the Lazarus plant?
Well, luckily the natural hostility of Londinian makes keeping out trespassers relatively easy. But we'll ensure its growth is contained, that access to the plant is only permitted via highly regulated clearances, and that our troop presence on Londinian is increased.
That won't raise any suspicions. Agreed. That's the right call, man.
I'm glad you think so. So then, to our final topic. The Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand this is only a partial solution. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be deciding how exactly this all will be handled.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps? The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam President. It isn't dangerous. Using it to wipe out the Terramorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes, don't they?
As you can see, there remains debate among the Cabinet.
What about the other guy?
We were hoping your group might issue a recommendation. Major?
We've been having similar debates ourselves, but the Captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter.
So, from the point of view of Red Gagner, he's not big on science. And it would be cool to see the Aseles repopulated because they were always there. And, you know, we lived with them well before, so let's do that. That's my vote. Aseles' safest route.
I'm in full agreement.
I know
No
you
need
are.
to be delving into unpredictable sciences.
The first step in a bold new future.
Bolder, better, and brighter. Well, I need to write that one down for later.
Order, please. And Major Sanan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the Captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day 1 for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division, making you 3 the founding members of the TMD.
The TMD.
As befits such a group.
It's like a rap group?
The cabinet wanted to display its gratitude. Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
What's a Class 1 citizen?
It's a status reserved only for those who've dedicated their lives to the United Colonies, or done great things for its cause. Class 1s enjoy an ample credit disbursement, an additional reduction on the cost of colonial goods.
Nice.
And I'm told the penthouse is rather impressive.
Nice. Well, thank you.
You all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sanan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue your efforts, spearheading the TMD's research on Mars.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support for the TMD. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you'll have your pick of duties.
All right.
Speak to your commander. Tuala, if I recall
Oh, back with Jonathan. All
He
right.
should be able to provide you with assignments going forward, plus help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1. On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincerest gratitude. This meeting is adjourned.
Should be a bunch of experience here. Yep. All right. Well, that'll be it for this episode with Red Gagner, our bounty hunter in modded Starfield. Actually, that penthouse suite, I knew it was coming. And some of the mods we installed. Let me just show you. Oops. Check the list in the description for more details. But yeah, so we got the Keela core, which is created by Nira, I think his name is. We already had this one. We already had that one. But we installed as well Dazra. We haven't got there yet, but that's okay. And the Dream Home overhaul friendly. Yeah, that's Neon Sky Suite, New Atlantis Mercury Penthouse. These are all by this same modder. He also did, let's see, where is it? It's all Choose Your Chunks, faster walking and slower running. So all of these are active. And yeah, we'll go check out the penthouse in the next episode. Thanks everyone for joining. And we're on a mission for 100 subscribers, followers. And yeah, just hit the like and subscribe and help us out. We want to make that goal of 100 before the end of 2024. I'd very much appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Take care of yourselves. If you can, take care of someone else. I think we'll switch back to hanging out with Sarah because we've hung out with Andresia for Lars playthrough. So let's swap back out. Thank you for watching the Lars Gagner gaming channel. Please check out our episodes. We're running pretty much full on Starfield right now. The Shatter Space just dropped earlier this week, and so Lars Gagner is going to be every Monday to Friday in the mornings, and on Saturday, Sunday in the afternoon. So I do a 9 a.m. local drop and a 3 p.m. local drop. On Monday to Friday, we're going to be doing the Red Gagner, which is my modded Starfield playthrough. That's my bounty hunter. He's about level 20. Lars is getting close to level 70. I think he's 68 right now at the time of this recording. And then we'll re-inject Red Dead Redemption 2 on Saturday and Sunday. This is all Linux gaming. So if you're interested in Linux gaming, check out some of my other videos, and I have some support videos, say about World of Warcraft or playing Elder Scrolls Online, although the ESO video is quite old. But I do play my games on Linux. I've been using Linux since the early 1990s, believe it or not, pretty much when the first distributions dropped and I was installing from floppy disks. So if you've got any questions about Linux gaming, just drop me a message in the comments, and I very much appreciate it. We've already up to 53 subscribers, which is more than when I took this screenshot. And yeah, let me know what you think. Drop a like, a subscribe, and more importantly, comments. And take care of yourself, everybody. And if you can, take care of someone else.